Dude, I can already tell in like 20 years I'd stumble upon this video somehow and absolutely cringe at it. Holy moly. Hello fellers, nobody asked and you shall receive. Hello, my name is Purple. I rapped as King and produced the beats for Yaro YT's cartoon Demon Cypher. Today I'm gonna go over how exactly I made said beats and hopefully not make it cringe in the process. Alright, let's get started with beat 1 and the melodic elements. First things first, we have this synth bass, which I'll show you how to make now. By the way, I apologize, the quality is shit. I don't know how to use OBS. Anyway, vital, default preset, 16 voices of unison, pitch down, 24 semitone, effects tab, distortion, bring drive up a little bit, EQ to boost lows, done. I have this automation over here of this instance of Fruity Paramedic EQ2, which turns the mix from 0 to 100% when the drop finally hits, so there's more space for the 808 to hit. Also, there's this instance of Cymatic's origin with a little bit of movement and saturation just because I felt like adding it. Next, we have the lead in the drop, which uses the exact same preset actually. I once again consolidated it and added an EQ to cut the lows and reverb to make it seem bigger than it actually is. Next we have the piano loop. Now you might be saying, Purple, that doesn't sound like the song at all, and you're right, because when I originally made the melody, I played it 4 semitones higher than the intended key, so I can consolidate it and pitch it down 4 semitones, which gives it a lot cooler texture than if I just play it at the original key, in my opinion. I then added an EQ to cut the lows again and Cymatic's origin for more movement and saturation. And last but not least, for the melodic elements, we have this texture, which is just this preset from Flex. You don't hear it very much, but it is there, trust me. Up next, we have the drums, baby, the drums. Starting off with this hi-hat. We just placed this pattern for the entirety of the song. We also have this open hat, which is way longer, but I cut it off shorter at some points. Because why not? It was too long. What did you expect? And lastly, we have this snare. Rim shot, perk, thingy, I don't know how to call this. I also have this kick, which is just this kick, pitched down to oblivion, with the volume lowered a little bit as you can see, the trim knob all the way up, and the out knob increased as well. In retrospect, I would have reversed this kick's polarity, because when I originally made this beat, the kick was a lot louder and more ear-hurting, as you can hear, but due to Yaro and the others' requests, I lowered the volume and just left it like that. But because I left the volume just like that and didn't do anything else, there are phasing issues with the kick and the 808. They sound very weird together. And it could all be fixed if I just would have pressed this stupid button. Speaking of the 808, you can't hear it very well with phone mics. Anyway, it sounds like this. You're welcome. And now, on to my favorite section of the entire beat. The sound effects and other stuff which I didn't quite know how to categorize, so I just added them to this category. We have my tag, this vocal loop,
creeping with my motherfucking Glock, ready to pop,
delightful, this siren, then we have this vocal, which I pitched up and processed a lot, mainly with delay. This sword, this riser, and this crash. And last but not least for this beat, we have this riser, which I use a lot. This riser leads us to B2, which we're gonna go over right now. Hell yeah. Cue the elevator music. Never mind. Disclaimer, every sound from here until Vane's verse is pitched down 50 cents. You have been warned, I guess. So, we have the piano. It's just the piano from the first beat, but slowed and pitched down even more. Next, we have this vinyl crackle. That's a nice final crackle right there. Without further ado, let's get straight into Unthinkable's Devil Verse. We have this hi-hat, which is also the same hi-hat from Death Grip's Hacker. Very nice hi-hat. And we have this snare, which is made out of 3 perks. We also have this, which plays these little rolls over here. Up next, we have the bass. And this riser leads us to Ibukai's verse, Nuxer, whatever you want to call him. Him, I guess. We have this kick. We have the same hi-hat from the intro, aka Unthinkable's verse. This extra hi-hat from Death Grip's Lord of the Game. I really like Death Grips, if you could not tell. And this snare also from Lord of the Game. Next, we have the Spins 808, but I did a lot of processing to it. I turned the out knob up, made this very common envelope shape, but also this pitch envelope with everything turned down except for the decay and the amount a bit to the right. I also added it to a mixer track so it gets sidechained by the kick. You see this purple thing? That's a sidechain. We also have whatever this is, which is just god-awful sound from Hacker by Death Grips. Did I mention I like Death Grips? Alright, and for Lil Kid Quan's verse as Trigon, we have this open hat, which is very common as of late. This weird-ass hi-hat pattern. Peep the velocities. Laser. New snares, which is just the Lex Luger snare, but pitched up ever so slightly. And we have these little ghost notes before every snare, which makes it sound cooler. And without, with. Without, with. It's a very tiny difference, but it adds a lot. I'm layering that with the Lord of the Game snare again, but with a little fade in this time. We have this very common and memed sound, but it's just stretched to be faster. We then have this open hat, which I pitched up 3 with the red wheel, and some hi-hat rolls with the other hi-hat I used. Rolls go crazy, I know. And leading up to Vane's verse, during the little interlude section thingy, I have the drum loop from Known For It by Death Grips. Did I mention I like Death Grips? But reversed. And this lead, which is just a preset I found somewhere in GMS. And over here we have some panning things going on. It's overall a very weird sound. We also have this loop, which fades in until you can hear it well. And these are just some splices of the piano loop, which I added because why not? We also have these rides, which I forgot to mention. We also have this reversed kick and weird fill thing. And that leads us to the drop. And now everything goes back to normal tuning. See how it's not pitched down 50 extra cents? That's because it isn't. We have the loop at a normal pitch finally. This kick. Very loud. This hi-hat, which plays a normal 2-step. And this snare right here, which originally sounded like this, but I pitched it down. And it plays a very, very weird pattern. I'm gonna show you it with the hi-hat so you have a bigger context. Weird ass snare pattern. Weird ass snare pattern. That's all I gotta say. We have this chant, which I don't really know what to talk about. It's just this chant with the out knob and trimmed knob turned up a little bit, and a bit of pancake, which pans it from one ear to the other, and phaser, because a little bit of phaser never hurt no one. We also have this bass. And over here in the little synth bass area, we have this bass from GMS, which I added during Vane's Hawk Toolbar, which I didn't really like. Yo, girl, give me hot. We also have this open hat. And during Mentally Minimal's verse, we have the rights back. And the piano loop back, but this time with different effects. We have halftime, but with a lower mix. And an EQ once again to cut the lows. I don't know how many times I said that phrase in the video. We have the fill again. And in the outro, I don't even know what to say about this outro. We have the vinyl again, drum loop, but slow down like a lot. The synth bass again, but low pass so it sounds like a Reese. The piano again, but in the original sub-original key, which is like pitched down 4 semitones, like the original key from the first beat. I don't even know how to explain this anymore. I'm in the loss for words. And the loop again, but with a different set of effects. Holy shit. Halftime, EQ, oh my god. And then everything fades out. Okay, I didn't know how to do any of these because this is my first one of these breakdown videos. I try to make it as short as humanly possible because there's a lot going on, and if I didn't, this video would be 20 minutes. But I think I did a very good job. Alright people, thanks for watching, listening to the song, stream it, do literally whatever, and as always, thanks for watching. Okay, that was painstakingly long. I'm gonna kill myself.
Stomach penetration, rapid fire through your skull. I shot it on when taking it back to the days of trying to lose control. Swerving in a blaze of fire, racing through my bones. Oh shit, I'm